Hey, real estate investors, fund managers, capital raisers, syndicators. If you are struggling with predicting how much capital you can raise for a deal, because investors say they're going to wire, but they actually back out, you struggle with finding investors beyond your network of friends and family, if you find yourself falling short on your capital raises for your real estate investments, and you're spending thousands and thousands of dollars to travel to conferences all across the country, only to find that the people you're hoping to raise capital from are also trying to raise capital from you, hit the subscribe and follow button, and I promise y'all are going to love what we're going to cover here. I'm going to deliver free content every single week, week in and week out, to help you get to the next level in your real estate investing capital raises. Okay, raising capital for real estate investors. I haven't figured out a name yet for what to call you all. Some people said because my last name is Silvis, I should call you all my Sylvesters, my Silvis investors. Sylvester, hilarious. And if you have any ideas for what I should call you all, let me know in the comments. But welcome to another episode of the podcast. We are growing by leaps and bounds thanks to you all sharing with other people. So yeah, thanks so much. For those who don't know me, I'm Amy Silvis. I connect investors to hands-off real estate investment opportunities, and I love to teach people how to raise capital. Hey, we're in an environment where some people are really struggling to raise capital. So I want to make sure that week in and week out, we're providing you with lots of ideas on how to increase your capital raising capacity. So today we're going to talk about getting investors off of LinkedIn into conversations, into your customer relationship management software, your CRM. So what are some of the ways to do that? And as you know, I've raised millions and millions of dollars off of LinkedIn. So to frame this a little bit, it's important for you all to understand that LinkedIn is an incredible platform to generate leads. And if you run out of capital from friends and family, which many of you have, and if you haven't already, spoiler alert, it's coming. So it's time for you to figure out how you're going to get new investors. They're going to be strangers. So you can do this one-to-many on social media platforms. I happen to think that LinkedIn is the best way to do it because it builds know, like, and trust much easier than other platforms because we're using our real names. We're talking about our real jobs. There's kind of a level of accountability there. So the other thing is you can get on stages, but a lot of folks just aren't able to get on stages or aren't at that place yet. So what we talk a lot about in my course is called LinkedIn Capital Raising Secrets. In module, let me look, I think it is, yeah, it's module 7. We talk about how to get people off of the platform and into conversations with you. And there are several ways to do that. So I'm going to outline that today, as I already said. Hey, the first one is post content and people are going to reach out to you organically. And you may be saying, hey, Amy, I'm posting, but I don't get people reaching out to me. Well, okay, we can diagnose that. But if you're doing it right, I promise you they will. My students, it works for them too. But it is creating content, number one, that resonates with folks, right? That's making people feel like you're speaking about them, about their goals, about their pain points, about their fears. So if you're doing that and you know how to hack the algorithm, create the right content, hack the algorithm, then you're going to be able to show up on people's radar and people will raise their hand and reach out to you and say, hey, really want to understand what you're up to. It feels like you're talking about me. What's going on in the real estate space? How do I learn more? So that's one way. The other way is, of course, once you've established a relationship, you may be also, commenting on other people's content, like we talked about in, I think it was 2 episodes ago. But you may be having conversations again in DMs. People are reaching out to you. Maybe you're reaching out to them via comments. Maybe you've built some relationships with some strangers, but folks ask, woo, what do I do when they're in my DMs? How does that work? Well, if they're in your DMs, this is what I want you to ask yourself. It is, do they have a problem? I hope you're writing this down. Do they have a problem? Can I help them solve it? And are they ready to solve it right now? I'll say that again. Do they have a problem? Yeah. Can I help them solve it? And are they ready to solve it right now? So the mistake that I see from a lot of my students that come into my course is they're just jumping the gun. They're asking people to marry them before they even go on a few dates. And on those dates in your DMs, what you need to be finding out is, does someone have a problem that you can solve? Are they worried, for example, that they're going to lose their job and it's going to be really hard to find another one because they're 55 years old and we all know ageism in the workplace is real? Or are they climbing the corporate ladder and they've got young children and they realize, oh my gosh, I'm working 80, 90, 100 hours a week at a job that, I like, but I'm missing out on raising my children. What am I going to do? Maybe I need to switch jobs to something that's less stressful, but I'm not going to be making as much money. My family's used to a certain style of living. Maybe I need to supplement my income. Maybe I need to grow my income in another way. Some folks may say, gosh, I just want to make sure I've got enough retirement money and I'm worried that the stock market's at an all-time high. But you get it. Do they have a problem? Can you help them solve it? Hey, for some people, you might not be able to help them solve it, and that's okay. I think we should all expect that. We should expect that some people, either because of their goals, their risk tolerance, their time horizon, maybe the amount of money they have, maybe where they live. Maybe they live outside of the US and you don't take real estate investors outside of the US, but you get what I'm saying. Can you help them solve that problem? Does real estate solve that? And again, this is where your ethics and morals come in, is really helping to decide and identify if someone fits, is a good fit for you. So can you help them solve it? Meaning, is it a problem you can solve? And should you be solving that as well? And then, of course, are they ready to solve it now? Some people are not ready to solve it now, and that's fine. That's where you nurture people, that's where you plant those seeds we've talked about on the podcast. But there's no sense in you spinning your wheels, thinking that you've got to do the right dance and you've got to say the right things and provide the right resources and all of that if this person's not ready to solve it right now. And I'll tell you what, it is not your job to try to convince somebody that they should solve it right now. And it's not your job to make people think that they have a problem, right? And maybe that feels counterintuitive because you desperately want investors for your deal. But I'm here to tell you, it's not going to work out in the short, medium, or long term if you're strong arming people into your deals. So the goal is to make your funnel nice and wide, right? So you're talking to a lot of people because there will inevitably be people who do not have a problem. You are not able to help them with the problem, or people are not looking to solve it right now. But that really is your job. I see folks offering real estate information and facts and figures, and here's an investment and get on my list and da, 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 when they haven't even identified if someone has a problem that they want to solve. Y'all, this is where things really fall apart and we lose credibility. So ask questions, ask where people are, get to know them. And that can be over DMs, or hey, you can offer a call to talk more if someone wants it. And that can help you identify and dig deeper to understand those problems. But the goal really is for you to identify something that needs to be solved. And hey, I'll add not just problem, but maybe goal, right? Do they have a goal? Is it something that you can help them with that goal? And do they want to go after that goal right now? So it doesn't have to just be a problem, but either way, identifying that before providing a solution is imperative. Otherwise, you're just like the random lenders, the random people trying to optimize your LinkedIn profile, the VA services where you're like, and hopefully this is resonating with you right now. You're like, oh, these people are trying to give me a solution to a problem I never told them that I have. Why are you pitching me VA services when I didn't say I wanted one? Why are you the 50th lender reaching out to me saying that you can be my lender when I don't need those services? So hopefully you're seeing this gap now. You could earn that permission from folks to say that, for them to say either they've got a problem or a goal. That's when your solution of real estate, if it truly is a solution, can be so effective. So you can get people on a call if you all are DMing and you've identified that they have a problem or a goal, and you can help them with it and they're ready to address that problem or go after that goal. You can give just an introductory call to folks. You heard my Freudian slip. You heard me say webinar. You could also offer what's called a lead magnet. Now, that sounds like it could be a little shady, but let me tell you about lead magnets. And we're going to go deeper into this in a future episode. But having something of value that you can offer folks is incredibly important, because not only are some people not ready for a phone call, they're in the learning stages. Being able to give a checklist like, hey, here are the top 10 things you need to know about real estate investing before you invest, or an ebook of a beginner's guide to understanding hands-off real estate investing, or a webinar that talks about the kind of what's in it for me, or the benefits of real estate investing, or the nuts and bolts of how the sausage is made of this industry. Don't get too granular, because I think some of us lose sight of, hey, let's do a piece on how to choose the right lender for our passive investors. Our passive investors are not interested in choosing a lender. This is too granular for them. That they're passively investing with you because you're taking care of that. They want to know, well, how does the structure work for a syndication? What are some of the red flags that they should be looking out for? What are the returns? What does that look like? How should they choose a market to invest in, or how to evaluate a prospective general partnership team? So let's keep it high level. But again, you could do webinars on those topics. And when you're talking to people on LinkedIn in DMs, you can just gradually drop your lead magnet, or drop your webinar, or drop your checklist or your ebook. And in exchange, you can set up a website where all of these land, and folks can get in your CRM, in your funnel. Now, be very careful, right? This isn't permission for you to just spam people to the gills, right? This should be the start of building a nurturing relationship with folks, because the second you bombard them, goodness gracious, they are going to opt out and say, I'm out, I'm done, no more of this for me. But yeah, the lead magnets can be a nice way to start building that relationship. So let's review. So the first thing is, keep creating that content, keep hacking the algorithm, and keep making comments on other people's posts. Then when you're in other people's DMs, make sure you understand, do they have a problem or goal? Are you able to help them solve that problem or reach that goal? And are they willing? I don't know what, I'm recording this in the afternoon. I may just be more of a morning podcast person, but are they willing to solve that problem or start going after that goal now? And then what value are we leading with? Are we leading with an educational webinar? Are we leading with a checklist? Are we leading with an ebook? Are we leading with, what else could we do? We could do, a checklist, an ebook, a webinar. You all get it, right? We'll dive into that even more, what that could look like, and topics that could be helpful. But those are great ways, again, not to trick people, bombard people, spam people, but really, really help folks see themselves in kind of the typical person that you serve, or the typical person that decides to invest alongside of you. All right. Let me know in the comments, please. Your feedback is so helpful. If you're finding this content helpful, we've been getting a lot of incredible feedback. But again, I want to keep this bite-sized. I want you all to really get a clear understanding of some of the most popular parts of our LinkedIn Capital Raising Secrets course that really help people, regardless of where they are on the capital raising spectrum. We can all use more leads. We can all understand how to get folks, identify them on the platform like LinkedIn, and then get them into more robust conversations with a calendar link, with a lead magnet, and always, always leading with value. All right, y'all. I hope you have a great week, and looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. We'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Hey, real estate investors, fund managers, syndicators, and capital raisers. If you're struggling with falling short on your capital raises for your real estate deals, if you're also struggling with finding investors beyond your network of friends and family, if you are spending thousands and thousands of dollars and weeks on end to travel to conferences to try to find investors, only to find that the people at those conferences are also trying to raise capital from you, so you're not getting any traction. And if you're really struggling with predicting how much capital you can raise from a deal, because investors say they're going to wire to your deal and then they back out and you are completely exhausted. Hey, I've got you. Hit the subscribe and follow button, and I promise I will deliver free content to you every single week that's going to help you level up, make this capital raising game much better and more efficient. And we're going to do that week in and week out for you.